KSL to force, and that's what you heard him talk about, what the government should do, the three things. He says relook at flagship programs. I wonder how people feel about it. I mean, the National Democratic Congress, they are in power for 8 years. They don't have a flagship program. Another government council has flagship programs. There's a difficult economic time. He says you should review your flagship programs. No problem. So he's asked the question, which one should be reviewed? Then he chooses one. He chooses one district, one factory to be reviewed. Now, this is the flagship program, which is at the base, it's at the pivot of changing the Ghanaian dynamics in terms of the way our economy looks. The so-called Gadget's-Beck economy, the economy of producing raw materials and sending it abroad. This one district, one factory is at the center of, it's a panacea to, it's at the center of solving that problem. This one district, one factory is also at the center of ameliorating the unemployment difficulties in Ghana. Here is KSL Atuforsen, who has been asked on a television program to choose which flagship programs government should stop, because he has made that suggestion that government should stop flagship programs. Choose which flagship program government should stop. He says one district, one factory. He doesn't want people to have a factory to work in. He doesn't want people to produce anything. He wants Ghana to remain what it is. He was actually intimidated by, should we take out free SHS? He dodged that one quickly, because that's obviously intimidating. If I were him, I'll be intimidated. How are you going to look in people's faces and say there's economic difficulty, so stop free SHS? Free SHS that was discussed, you said it's not possible. The man comes and he implements it. It has become possible. They are doing double track years. It has rolled out 1.2 million people who couldn't have paid school fees. Some of them we are seeing getting scholarships to go to international big universities. And you sit on TV and you will say that free SHS should be scrapped. No, he can't. That was an intimidating question. I like the interviewer. She put that to him. Should we stop free SHS? And he quickly does it. Then in his attempt to answer the question, he said, okay, stop one district, one factory. I think that's very difficult to sort of take. It's very, very uncomfortable to ask somebody to stop one district, one factory. Wow. Anyway, so let's move on and see we're putting a very simple question now. The response to Dr. Bawumia. So who is going to deliver the response to Dr. Bawumia? Let's have a look at it. Who's going to deliver the response? Okay, so that's KSL Atuforsen, who has already begun talking, except that his first shot is not very good. He says, review flagship programs, stop one district, one factory, don't roll out factories. No, that's not going to work. But he has a potential to do that. But we really want the NDC to do that. Now, the NDC were good. Sami JV was good in talking about Dr. Bawumia and getting Dr. Bawumia to speak. Now Dr. Bawumia has spoken. We are a modern growing democracy. We need the opposition to be able to challenge, reasonably challenge what Dr. Bawumia said. We have to have the opposition to challenge him with data. And they have to come and have some analysis and say that, no, what Dr. Bawumia told you is not true. This is the context within which he should have spoken. This data that he relied on is outdated. This is the data. That's the kind of thing the young people want to see. They don't want to see the politics of old. They want to see modern politics, the kind of politics they see happen in the United Kingdom, facts for facts, data for data, style for style. Nobody is just rabble-rousing. Nobody is lying. We are dealing with it. So Dr. Bawumia has spoken. The opposition must come and respond. KSL Atuforsen has begun, hasn't he? Was it that good? Okay. It could be Isaac Adongo, couldn't it? Because he's also an economic sort of wizard, and he is the first person to have named Dr. Bawumia as the Wale Adam Smith, and now they call him the Bolgatanga Adam Smith. So it could be Adongo. Will Adongo hold a lecture to deal with what Dr. Bawumia has said, or should we as Ghanaians accept what Dr. Bawumia has said and run with it, and the opposition should hold their peace because they couldn't really challenge the data and the facts? Is that what we should take it to be, or we should wait and see whether they are coming? Maybe they are coming. It could be Isaac Adongo. Yes. All right. Oh, what's happening? Okay, it could also be Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, because he likes talking about Dr. Bawumia a lot, doesn't he? And we remember Dr. Tonyedu said in 2016 that there was nobody to respond to Dr. Bawumia, and that's why the NDC lost the election. Not just the election, but lost the argument. You see, before an election, before you win an election, you must first win the argument. If you don't win the argument, you can't win the election. It's always the case. For those of us who have studied elections around the world, if you ask me what was the argument for Ghana's election in 2000, I'll tell you what it is. If you ask me what was the argument for 2008, the one who won the argument won the election. So the point Tonyedu was making about Dr. Bawumia was not so much about the election. He was saying, and Dr. Tonyedu is an anthropologist, so I understand where he's coming from. He was saying, when he says there was nobody to challenge Dr. Bawumia, it means that in terms of the argument, the opposition, the government NDC at the time allowed the MPP to win it, and that Dr. Bawumia was a leading advocate of that argument. And that's the point he's making. So here is the argument again. Is the NDC winning the argument, or is the NPP winning the argument? Whoever wins the argument will have the pole position in the election. Now, Dr. Bawumia has spoken. People have heard.
Abaya Yefani Jennifer Oforikwen. Me patro a deputy communication director for the New Patriotic Party. Said what can Jimmy Samne more something kwasa sembia. Me pesa me ka kwasem. Me catch say we are so ya 2 minutes when she nyansa. Jimmy Sana mo because we Jimmy Sam. Deputy communication director for the New Patriotic Party. O she nyansa no manage now. O asa what for toto. Arrogant.
Maso.
Mami kopie mo ka so na MPP for your programmer. What Jamaica was say Mami a wakum si the member of parliament for Hutu Senya is seven some four with the Okoyi to Maria Kaposo Tayana. You are not missing what's here. Okoyi to Okasa to me a boy no. Jennifer Queen say and you are no and come to Tona body pano. Na se buka mo asem se ka obetu to body pano. Na se se kakaswa out na ka get them if you are too. Mo kasa mo hwenya nsa na mo kan nsa sam. Mo mi tie Jennifer Queen mo kan kwasa asem sa no.
Anything that she is doing to survive the constituency. Also, I got you to because few popular so and say no, I took to them some minute to come to what is going to because when people misbehave, you need to put them on their toes. And this is what to me on this and follow the fan. Anything that she oh, Sam Ranty and Maba, a common copy of that you free SHS, young IMF, the uncancel free SHS and perform better fear no one yamabo. Now one and the number Dubai, no one in it. Obakra, where you make selection for Oba, so person be here. But I people need you to the rules I'm not doing until I fear no one yamabo. It is all waha. Now you are brand here with your papa. You are fortunate to be in this constituency. You'll be fine. You will be very fine. Let them say whatever they are saying.
Okay, let them say what they are saying.
Sarakatima.
Mama Mieka.
Maria Kepusutana.
Yana no day.
Jennifer Foriwa Queen.
To bomb.
Oba kan kwasa samsa.
To bomb papa.
Banka Jimmy Samsa.
Says in
San Fonsa.
Mieka
kumne basum dwe wo anka obetutu abonipa. Gabi aka same den kan to kwaso sikaswa. Kakaswa tena kakaswa on rest.
Can we go for Bonsemano?
Me anji change San Fonso ha.
No.
Mama ntia NPP for do mu di omu na bi. What you say? Mama ntia na bi. Mama ntia Steven Amo stika. Mbo parliament for